Today we will be discussing risk ratings. First, we will discuss the why. Second, we will go over when. Third, will be the what. And finally, we will go over the how. The why. Our risk rating program is a part of our Bank Secrecy Act, otherwise referred to as the BSA, compliance program. BSA's primary focus is identifying and preventing money laundering. So, when we talk about risk today, we are talking about risk as it relates to money laundering. The when. We will assess risk at account opening as well as periodically throughout the life of the account. It is important to understand the same forms are used for both account opening and periodic review. This means some of the factors may not apply at account opening, but will apply when the accounts are reanalyzed. At account opening, the risk rating will be performed by the customer service rep or loan processor who opens the account. Keep in mind, it is the customer you are assessing, not the account. You will perform this analysis regardless of whether the owner of the account is a new or existing customer. There are different criteria the compliance team uses to trigger a reassessment, such as time since the account was opened or an event such as receiving a subpoena. At this time, either a member of the compliance team will perform the reassessment or they may rely on CSRs to assist in the reassessment. The what. We will be assessing the risk each account presents. However, you must keep in mind the owners of each account are strong contributing factors and the risk score is kept on their CIF and core, not on the account. This can create scenarios where the path forward is not clear. In those situations, ask a supervisor for direction. If you are a supervisor and you are unsure, reach out to the BSA team. The how. Beginning with the consumer form, the first field on this form we will discuss is the occupation field. Occupation is trying to identify the source of income for the household, so if someone is retired, we need to identify where the source of income came from prior to retirement. This middle section is a series of factors we believe either contribute to or mitigate the risk associated with a consumer account. You will read each line and determine if it applies. If it does, you will place the number from the value column into the identified column. For these first two lines, you are looking at the customer and the totality of their relationship with the bank. For new customers, they will be less than a year, but for existing customers, you will need to go to CIF field 221 and core to determine how long they have had a relationship with the bank. Throughout this form, there will be factors where you have to use the information you collect during the account opening process to make an educated guess, and that is okay. Remember, we will periodically review the account after it has been opened. For the next two factors, this is the case. Jumping to the factor about loans. This factor only applies to customers where a loan has paid off completely, not someone who just has made payments on an existing loan. You can look at ACU to determine if an older loan has closed successfully. Jumping to cash activity and to the SWIFT services. These factors are further examples of taking an educated guess based on your discussion during account opening. Moving through the rest of the factors, you'll see it is a combination of information you collected at closing or further educated guesses based on your conversation. You will total the identified column in the bottom right. Then, using the table in the bottom left, you will enter either a corresponding L, M, or H into the ranking. You'll see the next step is to load the ranking into field 912 within the CIF and core, which can be found in the New Accounts tab. If you are changing the score of an existing customer either to a high or from a high, send an email to bsa@connections.bank with the form attached to allow them to review before you change field 912.